Hello, all, and welcome to the very first episode of Holly's Hearth Space, a cozy, safe space where we encourage individuals to reconnect with the divinity of their inner flame and foster a humanistic approach to life by thinking with the heart and healing with the mind. I'm very excited and a little nervous for the opportunity to give back to the YouTube community, as this platform has become an integral tool for informing and enlightening me in so many levels, from mechanical DIYs to naturopathic remedies to New Age spiritual mysticism. I've grown and healed myself from the wisdom and insight of many other people on this platform, and I seek to give back my own wisdom in the same way. It's taken a lot for me to feel worthy and ready to stand before a lot of faceless strangers here around the world and speak my story. But you know how it goes. When a higher power wants you to align to a path, the desire and the intention and the pull will be placed into your heart, and it won't stop poking the back of your head until you act on it, until no amount of hesitation or fear can keep the blockages up and the vision contained to a mere fantasy. The universe has put it on my heart to be here in front of you. The universe is saying that I've been through enough, I've learned enough from it to have a story to tell. I've commandeered through a lifetime of depression, anxiety, paranoia, jealousy. Hi, buddy. This is Buster here. I'm pet sitting for him this week. Hi, buddy. Thanks for joining us on this first episode. This little cameo. I've commandeered depression. I've outlived dangerously narcissistic and abusive relationships that have jeopardized my emotional and physical safety and health. I've healed from cheating, betrayal, slander, and sabotage in my relationships, in my workplace, my friendships. I've overcome decades of alcoholism and nicotine addiction, quitting cold turkey, and using mental practice and habit changes to reflect the change that I want to become in my world. I've regained financial sovereignty by living in a van for 5 years, all on my own. And I've completed enough shadow work to navigate from being completely emotionally chaotic as a fearful, avoidant attachment to becoming emotionally aware and interdependent, leaning towards a more secure and healthy attachment style. Much of this was born because of the intense and spiritual cosmic magic that I felt encountering a twin flame on my journey in life. Has deeply impacted me and thrown me into a completely new world of understanding myself and who I am and how I've come to be who I am and how I can be who I want to be. And what it means to be an embodiment of true love as opposed to having an attachment. I've experienced sexism, ageism, racism, and classism. I've been targeted, slandered, and excluded because of how I look and how I carry myself. But through all of these things, I've always learned how to keep pride of having an open heart, of having compassion, and of trying to always understand where other people are coming from, and seeing that pain is often the basis of the majority of how other people treat each other. And so always desiring to achieve love and forgiveness as opposed to hate and resentment. And this is difficult to do when you live a life constantly feeling betrayed and taken aback by how people you've loved have turned and treated you in return. And so much of this channel is geared to understanding how to navigate the heart space in these times where you don't know how to stay open, but you also know that it's not an option to be forever closed. Through all these things, I now know more about myself, my inner workings and my motivations, the limitations of my beliefs. And this is an opportunity that most people don't even get to glimpse or access within themselves. If I can provide any wisdom or compassion to people of the world who've dealt with domestic violence, with toxic partnerships, with mental anguish and paralysis, with dependency upon drugs or substances, with hopelessness and helplessness about their life path, or with despair over romantic heartbreak and loss, then I know my presence and my story are serving a purpose to enlighten, inspire, and activate. I'm a deeply sensitive person that cries for the pain of the earth, for animals, ecosystems, the human heartbreak. I've embodied the hermit's journey to understand the source and salve for my pain. I've witnessed the power of the heart to dismantle walls and fears. I've witnessed the power of the mind to overcome its own prisons. I'm here to tell you that even when facing the reality of your greatest loss, it's only as painful as the fear that you assign to it. And you never actually lose your inner source of bliss and peace. It is always lying dormant within you, waiting to be rejoined with you. With every breath and step, you will persist. You will endure. And if you allow the pain its process and flow, you will come out of grief better, stronger, wiser, and more attuned to yourself than before. If you take care of yourself through it, you will be better because of it. Don't let the pain define you, but let it refine you. I learned that how I feel is not a byproduct of what I'm being put through, but more so how I choose to perceive and interact with my circumstances, how I choose to incorporate lessons, and how I choose to grow and be a better version of myself, regardless of what I think other people have done to me, and how I would prefer them to change. Instead of wallowing in resentment, blame, self-pity due to heartbreak or loss, I can develop my self-agency and choose how I perceive my unchangeable situation. If I see it as a journey of enlightenment, as opportunity opening, as a path to be cleared, a light to being shown, it becomes inspiring. If I see it as an opportunity to find better alignment with myself and someone better aligned to me, it becomes rewarding. If I think about what blessings are now possible around every corner, with every new dawn, it becomes exciting. If I focus on the small joys and simple pleasures, it becomes satisfying. If I reconnect with what rejuvenates me, it becomes fulfilling. And if I reclaim self-love and self-care, it becomes nourishing. The pain of loss is directly correlated to one's intensity of attachment, indicated by the level of fear assigned to the loss. The confusion, frustration, anger, rage, guilt, pain, sadness, grief, despair. They're all here to indicate that a person or an aspect of your life was deeply impactful and had much emotional value and importance attached to it. Acknowledge and recognize this. Don't suppress or minimize it. It's important to consciously take note of what truly impacts us, even if we do our best to appear unfazed. Allow yourself to feel all of it, the intensity, the depth, the realness. Allow yourself to acknowledge that there is a pain which cannot be hidden by a social mask. Allow yourself to move through pain knowing you'll come out of it purified, not stained, refreshed, not bitter. authentic, not masked. Dare yourself to become more compassionate, more wise, more loving, more flowing, more thankful, more resilient, more satisfied, more aligned, more authentic, and more free. Not exclusive from the pain, but because of it. When you allow the sorrow, while also reminding yourself that nothing meant for you will be missed, that what falls apart wasn't meant to be maintained, that the unknown contains hidden blessings, that every redirection is for reflection and protection, and that the universe always provides what you need. When you allow this and remind yourself of this, the pain subsides a bit. When we take time to observe the pain and deconstruct it, to reverse engineer it, the fear of the loss, we gain clarity on the unrealistic or realistic, the helpful or unhelpful fabrications we were holding on to, including the roles, the traits, the behaviors we thought we needed from people, the things we desired but didn't expect to receive, or the behaviors we expected but didn't desire to receive. We gain insight into how truthful or authentic or loyal we were being to another person, and how truthful or authentic or loyal we were being to ourselves. We can see that most of our tension and disparity came from ego protection, not love, from viewing our partner as a threat to freedom or stability or independence, from the compulsive need to know or the need to win, to apply resistance and force and control to assert our needs, to claim and treat what is valuable as a controllable possession, versus allowing the flow of life to carry where you're meant to go. Not all pain is born from mishap. Some is woven into the fabric of destiny deliberately to activate liberating shifts in our perception, our intention, and our direction. Learn to recognize and appreciate this. Growth sprouts when enlightenment infiltrates the dark substrate of ignorance. Don't let pain define you, restrict you, or darken your resolve. I am here to inspire you through the heartbreak, through the confusion and the shame. I'm here to reconnect you to your inner flame, as a testament that your divine spark can always be rediscovered and relit through any darkness. You don't have to do it yourself. You have any family, friends, pets, nature, birds. You can call on the universe, Mother Earth, angels and ancestors, elementals, religious deities, ascended masters, Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Kali Ma. Anything you feel spiritually safe and connected with to offer support, protection, guidance, strength, clarity, peace, tolerance, or to carry the weight of your worry or grief when you no longer can do it on your own. You don't need to have the answers. And I don't need to have your answers either. But I have lived and achieved and grieved, and I believe that I can offer my light to guide others in their time of need. I look forward to our next gathering around the hearth space. Let me know, as interactive listeners, what aspects of my experiences you're most curious about, or that you correspond with most closely. Stay cozy and stay lit, my friends. Till next we meet.